They feared the storm until they realized I was the one who brought it. I don't chase dreams. I wake them up screaming. My silence isn't weakness. It's the sound of strategy. From the ashes they buried me in, I built a kingdom. They called me broken. I became unbreakable. I don't need light. I shine in the dark. You want peace? Prepare for war. You feared the monster under your bed. I became it. The world tried to end me. I became endless. Fall once, rise a legend. Pain taught me what peace never could. I am the nightmare success is afraid of. The wolves don't lose sleep over the sheep's opinions. Born in chaos, forged in silence, unleashed in war. They buried my fire. I scorched the earth. If you're looking for mercy, you knocked on the wrong door. Your comfort zone is my battlefield. My pain didn't break me, it built me. They thought they'd stop me. I turned into something they can't even understand. When fear met me, it ran. They whispered, "You can't." I roared, "Watch me." Hell welcomed me. I walked out with the throne. I don't follow the path. I rip through the forest, beneath. Every scar is a story they'll never survive. My failure wasn't the end. It was the ignition. If you want calm, don't wake the storm. I was never meant to fit in. I was built to take over. I don't rise from the ashes. I rise with them. I didn't find the light. I mastered the dark. Be careful what you wish for. I answer. In fury. They trained for comfort. I trained for chaos. This world doesn't owe me peace. I took my power instead. They labeled me dangerous. I made that my identity. Pain gave me armor. Doubt gave me weapons. I don't run from war. I become it. The ones who said I'd never make it now study my footsteps. Not every hero wears white. Some rise from black. They gave me reasons to quit. I turned them into fuel. My silence is louder than your excuses. I was forged in fire, not raised in comfort. I became the version of myself I used to fear. Legends aren't born. They crawl from the abyss. You want a savior. I became a storm instead. I didn't come to play, I came to conquer. When the weak run, I walk through the flames. I don't want your approval. I want your silence when I win. The world doesn't break me anymore. I bend it. They feared the fall. I learned to fly in it. My scars aren't ugly. They're my armor. I don't build bridges. I burn them and watch who dares follow. Hell tried to break me. I made it home. No spotlight, just shadow. And I still shine. The deeper they buried me, the louder my roots grew. I stopped begging for light and became the darkness. This isn't arrogance. It's survival. I don't fear failure. I fear regret. They wanted me to kneel. I taught them to bow. Let them doubt you. Let them mock. Then let them choke on your success. You don't need wings to rise. Just rage. The cage didn't hold me. It taught me how to break it. I don't do revenge. I become the reason they fear karma. This isn't the end. It's the warning shot. Some people drown in storms. I learned to breathe underwater. Fear isn't my enemy. It's my compass. Weakness dies where my mindset begins. They told me I couldn't. I became the reason they can't. Even in the dark, I find my edge. I wasn't born strong. I became it through everything meant to destroy me. You can't kill what you didn't build. I came from nothing. That's why I fear nothing. Not every warrior wears armor. Some wear scars. If life's a battle, I'm the weapon. I'm not bitter. I'm battle-tested. They lit the fire. I walked into it smiling. Not all. Storms come to destroy, some come to sharpen. My success story is written in blood, sweat, and silence. You can't mute what was born to echo. They called me too much. I became more than enough. My comfort zone is where dreams die. You think I'm cold? That's survival. The noise didn't distract me. It fueled me. When hope failed, grit carried me. I don't want validation. I want victory. The pain was real. So is the power it gave me. Born in shadows, raised by struggle, crowned by fire. I'm not the same. I'm more dangerous. The price of peace was too high. I chose power. You haven't seen my final form. What hurt me now serves me. I didn't evolve. I erupted. Let the darkness fall. I'll rise through it again. I wasn't made to be liked. I was made to be legendary. They tried to tame me. I turned wild into power. You call it darkness. I call it home. I didn't choose the fire. I was born from it. I don't want peace. I want power that can't be ignored. They shut the doors. I kicked them off the hinges. My soul didn't break. It turned to steel. You feared demons. I became one to survive. Don't wait for opportunity. I tear it from fate's hands. You won't understand my silence until it's too loud to ignore. I wasn't supposed to survive. Now I'm unstoppable. The more they pushed me down, the deeper my roots grew. When the light failed me, the darkness made me king. They left me with nothing. I made that my weapon. I stopped hoping. I started building. You want war? I am war. There's power in pain. I turned mine into purpose. You won't like who I became to survive. I made peace with the darkness, and now I command it. Their hate didn't break me, it built me. They prayed for my failure. I rose like a curse, no mentor, no mercy, just madness and momentum. You fear falling, I fear staying average. They tried to erase me, I became unforgettable. Chains didn't hold me, they awakened me. They warned me not to go too far. I didn't listen, I don't dream, I dominate. The quiet ones are always the deadliest. Pain introduced me to the real me. You call it chaos. I call it comfort. I don't need a throne. I built my empire in silence. They created a villain. I became a legacy. I don't run anymore. I hunt. They gave me reasons to quit. I made them regret it. I turned heartbreak into horsepower. You can't destroy someone who died and came back better. What broke you made me. I'm not rising. I'm resurrecting. They pushed me into the fire. I returned with fury. Weakness had a price. I paid it and left it behind. When I stopped caring, I started conquering. I didn't follow the path. I carved my own with blood. You thought I disappeared. I was just sharpening. They said I changed. I evolved. I don't want applause. I want impact. The world failed me. I became my own answer. Pain didn't visit. It stayed and taught me how to win. I'm not fearless. I'm forged. My darkest days built my brightest power. They said I'd burn out. I became the wildfire. You don't get stronger in light. You get sharper in shadows. I buried my fear in the ground it grew from. The climb was brutal. So is the view. Every scar is a chapter. My story is unstoppable. I'm not here to inspire. I'm here to ignite. This isn't revenge. It's revelation. They underestimated the wrong storm. I'm not a product of my past. I'm the architect of my future. When the wolves came, I didn't run. I led. I speak less because my presence says enough. The struggle wasn't punishment. It was preparation. You think I'm cold? I'm calculated. I didn't crack under pressure. I evolved under it. Every no was another weapon in my arsenal. They'll never understand the hunger in the survivor's eyes. I didn't survive to be soft. You call it overthinking. I call it strategy. Comfort is a lie. Growth is brutal. They tried to drown me. I became the tide. I'm not chasing legacy. I'm leaving scars. Don't test my silence. It's full of answers. Your limits are my starting line. I turned loss into leadership. You want the crown? Earn the war. I outgrew the cage. Now I fly in storms. I'm not angry. I'm awakened. They gave me pain. I returned with purpose. You think I'm done? I'm just done playing nice. You can't break someone who built themselves from ruins. I am the product of everything they couldn't survive. My loyalty is lethal. Betrayal woke a monster. I carry chaos like a king wears a crown. I don't regret my darkness. I respect it. They left me with silence. I filled it with rage. Can't silence the voice that was born screaming. Comfort is where passion dies. I'm not the same person. I'm the version that survived. My past isn't baggage. It's a blade. I didn't ask to lead. I was forced to rise. They feared change. I became it. You won't like what pain turned me into. They doubted me. I disappeared and reappeared unstoppable. Your fear is my fuel. When everyone fled, I faced it alone and won. I don't need second chances. I create my own firsts. My darkness isn't a flaw. It's my foundation. I turned my wounds into war paint. They played games. I rewrote the rules. You'll regret underestimating my silence. I didn't need saving. I needed space to grow. I was overlooked. Now I'm overpowered. They watched me break. Now they'll witness me build. I don't pray for an easy life. I train for a hard one. You don't find strength. You forge it in fire. I don't follow footsteps. I leave them scorched. You can't kill purpose. And I am filled with it. They wanted me quiet. I became undeniable. I'm not trying to be remembered. I'm trying to be reborn. This isn't a comeback. It's an uprising. They thought I was alone. I was focused. I don't carry burdens. I carry blueprints. My hunger doesn't fade. It evolves. They pushed me to the edge. I built a fortress there. I'm not chasing greatness. I'm dragging it with me. They made me wait. I made them watch. You want comfort? I offer chaos. They tried to silence you. Now your silence speaks louder than their screams. You didn't survive the darkness. You mastered it. You were never lost. You were just preparing for war. You don't rise from ashes. You burn with them and become fire. The world broke you, but it forgot you don't stay broken. This isn't a comeback. This is your final form. They thought you disappeared, but shadows don't vanish. They wait. You weren't meant to fit in. You were designed to take over. They whispered, "You can't." So you roared, "Watch me." Legends aren't born in comfort. They're carved in chaos. You don't walk into the storm. You are the storm. You don't chase vengeance. You become it. You didn't bend. You broke chains. You were made in silence. Now let the world hear you. They'll regret the day they thought you were done. Silence isn't empty. It's full of answers you were too afraid to hear. The darkness doesn't hide you. It exposes what you really are. Pain isn't your enemy. It's your mentor wearing a cruel face. The world respects the wolf who hunts alone. Strength doesn't speak. It watches. It waits. It strikes. You don't need a crowd when you become your own army. The deeper the wound, the sharper the edge of your mind. Let them doubt you. Your silence will grow fangs. Every scar you hide becomes a sword in your soul. Solitude is the training ground of legends. The ones who vanish in silence return as storms. You weren't born to fit in. You were forged to break the mold. Let them forget you. You'll return when their walls crumble. The cold didn't kill you. It carved you. Monsters fear the silence of those who've survived hell. Never beg to be understood. Be the mystery they can't decode. Let pain shape you, not define. Revenge isn't loud. It's precise. Not all shadows are cast by darkness. Some walk on 2 feet. Power isn't given. It's taken in silence. They called you broken. Let them choke on your rise. Your isolation was never punishment. It was preparation. The grave you dug with your suffering became a throne. The fire didn't consume you. It obeyed you. They want to know your weakness. Give them nothing but echoes. Let your silence be the death knell of their arrogance. You weren't abandoned. You were unchained. The battlefield is quiet before the conqueror arrives. You don't heal by forgetting. You heal by becoming something unbreakable. You don't need light to find your way when the dark follows your command. Silence can either crush you or crown you. The storm you survived is now your weapon. Rise not with noise, but with shadows at your side. Become the reason they fear the quiet room. Every scar is a prophecy written in flesh. Your rage isn't chaos, it's direction. They laughed at your stillness. Now they run from your shadow. Build an empire with bricks they threw at you. The void didn't swallow you. It made room for your legend. The quiet ones always strike the loudest. Be the lesson they never forget. Let them write you off. You'll rewrite the ending. You bled alone. You'll win alone. The ones left behind are the ones who couldn't keep up. You're not broken. You're evolved. Let your silence terrify their noise. You were never lost. You were just in hiding. Your cold stare is the aftermath of every betrayal. The world can't cage what it doesn't understand. Stop explaining your fire to those who drown in their own smoke. Your story isn't over. It's sharpening its blade. You didn't bend. You broke chains. Be calm. Be still. Then strike like thunder in the dark. Not everyone deserves your scars. The war inside you gave birth to something divine. Let them watch while you rebuild in silence. They mocked your pain until it became your crown. Every dark chapter was written in the ink of power. Never apologize for your transformation. Silence isn't peace. It's preparation. The storm doesn't ask permission. Neither should you. You wear solitude like armor. They left you in the cold, but the cold made you a weapon. Darkness didn't break you. It revealed your blueprint. Your back was built to carry kingdoms. Your silence is the thunder before war. Rise. Like vengeance wrapped in silence. You weren't made for comfort. You were built for conquest. Let them wonder how you survived. Don't tell them. The world fears what it cannot corrupt. They called you too cold. But winter bows to you. Your quiet rebellion shakes foundations. Let the dark remind you who you really are. You became the storm they warned others about. No one sees the war you fight daily, and that's your power. The fire in your eyes is made of buried screams. They wanted your silence. You turned it into a roar. Some were made to follow. You were born to devour the path. Let your scars become your strategy. The loneliest walks birth the loudest victories. They buried you in doubt. You grew roots of fury. The pain you endured now wears your name. Your isolation was the furnace for greatness. The throne you claim was built in darkness. Let your silence echo louder than their noise. Strength doesn't boast, it haunts. Your scars are the blueprints of a warrior. You weren't rejected. You were rerouted to power. Let the darkness in. It already knows your name. You survived more than they'll ever understand. You are the storm disguised as silence. Don't chase acceptance. Embrace dominance. Let your past burn. Rise from the ashes as your final form. Pain is temporary. Power is permanent. You mastered the art of surviving what others feared. Let them call you cold. Fire doesn't beg to be warm. The more they ignored you, the darker your legend became. Your quiet rage is louder than their empty victories. They wanted you weak. You turned your silence into steel. Solitude didn't hurt you. It made you sacred. Your comeback is already written in the language of war. Your scars aren't wounds. They're war paint. You didn't give up. You gave in to greatness. Let them underestimate you. They won't survive your rise. The real threat walks quietly and strikes without mercy. You're not healing. You're evolving into something untouchable. Your patience is a loaded weapon. Every betrayal was a lesson in domination. Your silence isn't absence. It's a declaration of war. Let the world wonder. Your next move is extinction level. You don't blend in because you were never meant to. You're not waiting. You're watching. Every time they broke you, they sharpened your blade. Let your aura suffocate their pride. You survived hell. Now become. Let your enemies feel your silence before they feel your wrath. You are not their reflection, you are their reckoning. Darkness was your crucible, now it's your crown. You are both the wound and the weapon. Let them run. You're not chasing, you're conquering. The world never cared about your silence, only your scars. Pain isn't the enemy. It's the sculptor of your strength. In the darkness, I met the version of me that never needed anyone. The ones who survive aren't lucky. They're relentless. Scars are proof that I bled, but never broke. When they turned their backs, I discovered my spine. The storm didn't break me. It crowned me. They fed me lies. I swallowed them and turned them into fuel. I stopped explaining myself when I realized silence hits harder. I built my throne from the ashes they left me in. No one sees your pain until you turn it into power. They feared my silence because it screamed the truth. I'm not here to be understood. I'm here to be undeniable. My downfall was just the beginning of their nightmare. The cold taught me how to burn without a flame. Don't seek light. I become it when the world goes dark. Weakness was a luxury I unlearned in solitude. Some grow in sunlight. I bloomed in the dark. You don't find peace. You earn it through chaos. They buried me to break me. I rose to haunt them. The devil once whispered in my ear. I whispered back, try harder. Don't mistake my calm for weakness. It's the quiet before ruin. I stopped being the victim the day I embraced my scars. Power isn't loud. It's the silence before impact. I wear my wounds like armor, not shame. I learned to walk alone because crowds were full of masks. There's strength in not needing to explain your storm. Pain is my shadow. We walk together now. If they wanted peace, they shouldn't have awakened the war in me. They called me heartless. I call it survival. The quiet ones often carry the heaviest stories. I don't bend. I rebuild. I became dangerous the moment I stopped needing anyone. From ashes to vengeance, I carry both. I found my worth when I stopped searching for it in others. I don't cry anymore. I burn. The world doesn't break you. It reveals you. There's poison in every smile I no longer trust. My silence isn't weakness. It's a loaded weapon. You either watch me rise or wish you hadn't doubted me. Strength isn't in never breaking. It's in refusing to stay broken. Don't chase light. I drag it out of the abyss. They left, so I built without them. My strength was born where no one clapped for me. Solitude raised me stronger than any applause. They made me a monster. I just perfected the design. I don't forget. I evolve. I wasn't lost. I was waiting for the right kind of darkness. They feared what I'd become, so they tried to keep me broken. If pain had a voice, it would sound like mine. Darkness didn't consume me. I consumed it. I became what I needed when no one showed up. They thought silence meant defeat. It was just me sharpening my claws. The calm ones are often the most lethal. Some fight with fists. I fight with purpose. I don't wear a crown. I wear survival like steel. They mocked my scars. Now they fear my name. I wasn't meant to be soft. I was meant to be sharp. Pain built me. Peace made me dangerous. I didn't ask for strength. I earned it with blood.